Yesterday there was a shooting in my neighborhood. Me and my husband was sitting in our bedroom. At about maybe 10 minutes to 5, we've heard some rounds go off, and they sounded like they were lasting for at least a minute. And that's a long time to be shooting. And I looked at my husband and I just said, "Did you hear that?" And he said, "Yeah." And as usual, the police started to come into the neighborhood, and I hear them, and they're coming, and then they're constantly coming, and so many of them are in the area. And I look out my window and I see that they're headed down to the corner where there is a corner store. And then right across the street from the corner store, there is an elementary school. Now, the elementary school lets out at 3:15, but they have aftercare for like children, babies, or things, young children, up until 6 p.m. And I could not tell exactly where the shots were coming from. And then normally I don't post things like this on my business page, but it was definitely related to business because maybe like a couple of hours later, my husband's boss calls him and says, "Is everything all right around there?" And my husband says, my my husband says, "Yeah, we're fine. Why?" And he says, "Because I just saw something on the news, and it happened on the street that you guys live on." Now, not many bosses are going to care about where their employees live, but not only does my husband's boss care about where he lives, he remembers it enough to where he sees it on the news, and he calls and he says, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay?" It happened on my street. And my husband occasionally goes to that corner store when he gets off from work. I told him never to go again. Never. I don't want to see you up there. I will never go again. I don't want to go up there at all. And for my husband's boss to call him and just to check on him and his family. I'm so glad that my children no longer live in this house. I'm so glad that my daughter just recently left for college in Colorado. I'm so glad that they are not here living in this house. Right now it's just me and my husband. But I want to leave so bad. So bad. This area is so bad. It's so bad. And then I found out later on, after watching the news, that it was a 4-person shooting. One person was killed, and 3 others were injured. And the story is that someone was in their car, and the car just pulled up on the corner, and they got out and they just opened fire on the block. And then they left. And it happens all the time. And I want to move. I'm trying so hard to move. I'm trying everything. We're trying to raise money so we can get out of here. We really, really are. Because this area has been terrible for us, for me, my husband, my children, my oldest son. He no longer lives here. My oldest son was jumped, attacked, unprovoked, for no reason at a nearby subway station. You guys also know that my daughter, my youngest daughter, the one that just went off to college, she was attacked, unprovoked. She was punched in the face by someone standing while she was standing at the bus stop. And my kids don't bother nobody. And I'm so pissed that I had to be here, living here, raising my kids here, and have these things happen to them. It's so many things that happen, and we have to move. But my husband's boss was talking to him, and he said, I'm going to do as much as I can to help you guys get out of there. And not just him. Him and another, a co-worker of my husband's, that she lives in the area as well. And it's a really bad area. And he said that he's going to do everything that he can, as much as he can, to help that we get out of here, because we need to get out of here. And I don't know what else to do. Because even though we're trying to raise money, we're trying to save money, I'm trying to run my business. My husband works outside the home, and we're trying everything we can do to sustain our life here, plus save to leave. And I hate getting on here, and crying, but it's emotional. It's an emotional situation. And I just really, I don't know what to do anymore, other than what I had been doing. And it's not so much that I can't raise it. It's just that I feel like time is ticking. I feel like something has already happened to my daughter. Something has already happened to my son. It's just a matter of time before something happens to me or something happens to my husband. And I would not be able to forgive myself if something like that happened. I can't. It's just hard to deal with, guys. It really is.